This week we're in Newcastle. We'll look at the art, the history, the dining and shopping. But first, Colette's seen the light on the hill.
John, we're at Nobby's Lighthouse and you're almost the lighthouse keeper.
Sort of, in a kind of a manner. I'm the site manager up here on behalf of the Department of Catchment and Lands.
So people can come up here and enjoy the view and look back at the city?
That's right, and it's a unique view. You can pan right round onto the harbour and up to the Stockton sand dunes and then back across the city. So it's one of the unique views in Newcastle.
But it's not just about the view, this is still a working lighthouse?
Still a working lighthouse, that's right. The light comes on at night, it's all automatic, and it can be seen something like 26 kilometres out to sea.
I think you really are a lighthouse keeper, because I think that's a really cool job.
That's right, that's right. And it's such a wonderful environment up here, where it's a beautiful view. We get families come up here and they spend all day up here.
It's a good place to chill out.
That's right. That's right. We've put something like 50,000 visitors through since we've started opening up, and the common thread is that Newcastle people lived all their lives here, and it's just fantastic to see that it's open. They've finally got the opportunity to come up here.
Nobby's Headland is open to the public for free on the first and third Sundays of each month from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For details, contact Newcastle Now on 02 4925 3969 or visit newcastlenow.org.au.
Al, it's a strange name, Scratchley. First thing I'll ask you, where did it come from?
It came from the builder of a fort, Lieutenant Colonel Peter Scratchley.
Okay.
And it was named after his death in 1885.
Oh, all right.
It's the only fort in Australia that has, or coastal fort, that has exchanged gunfire with an enemy warship.
Okay.
And that happened on the 8th of June in 1942, when it fired on a submarine that went by the name of the I-21 that attacked Newcastle at about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Now, this was a Japanese submarine?
Japanese submarine, yes.
And this was the mothership that did what with the Sydney?
It wasn't a mothership. It was one of a flotilla of submarines that did attack Sydney Harbour, but it carried an aircraft. It had a waterproof hangar on the front of the conning tower, and it carried an aircraft. There was 2 submarines carried aircraft. The other 3 were the motherships for the midget submarines that attacked Sydney Harbour.
Oh, okay. But at the moment then, it's mainly used as visitors can have a look around. What can they see?
It's a historical site that visitors have access to, and we do guided tours over the site.
What are they going to look at?
The tunnels, the magazines, the actual gun emplacements, the casement gun emplacements, and of course the 2 guns that did actually fire on the night of 8th of June in 1942.
So they're still here?
They're still here.
Are they still using them to fire or no?
They're still in firing condition. These are the guns we still fire on special occasions.
Oh, yeah. You've got to duck when you fire?
No, they fire a blank. But it's quite a sight, quite an occasion.
Yeah, I reckon.
Experience the history and take a guided tunnel tour. See how the fort works. Go to fortscratchley.com.au or call 02 4974 5033 for details.
Suzanne, we're behind bars. Where are we?
We're at the Newcastle Lockup, which was in use between 1861 and 1982.
Oh, so it was used till quite recently?
Yes, only 30 years ago.
And what sort of prisoners came here?
Well, all types of prisoners. Newcastle was a very busy place because of all the ships that used to come in here. But people were only here for a short time, and when they went to court, if they were found guilty, they would have been sent to Maitland Jail.
So lots of stories around the place. Have you got a favourite prisoner or a favourite story?
I do. We do have some photographs and some information about 9 of the people who were here between 1890 and 1905. And my favourite was young Charles, who was only 20, from Denmark, and he was a sailor, and he was brought in here for attempted suicide.
Oh dear me.
So we have our padded cell, and he would have been put in there to help stop him from self-harming.
So does it ever get spooky here, especially at night?
Yes, it does, and we actually do have ghost tours that are run here about once a month. And yes, some very interesting stories come out of those tours.
Might be time for us to leave before it gets too spooky.
Yes, please. I hate the night.
Let me out!
The Lockup Cultural Centre is located at 90 Hunter Street. Entry is free and the centre is open Wednesday to Sunday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call 02 4925 2265 or visit thelockup.info for more details.
You can have a Newcastle family adventure at Travelodge from $185 per night. 2 interconnecting guest rooms, full buffet breakfast in the Sienna restaurant, a kids activity pack, and the kids eat free at dinner when mum and dad buy a meal. Kickstart your Newcastle adventure by calling 02 4926 3777.
Ozzie Holiday.
Lauren, Newcastle Art Gallery. Is it mainly contemporary art in here?
Oh, we have a fantastic collection that does extend to contemporary art, but I would say we've got something for everybody.
A little bit of everything?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm intrigued by this painting.
This is a beautiful work. It's by John Olsen. It was originally made in 1964, and when it was painted, it was actually hanging in the ceiling of Anne Lewis's dining room. It was given to us at the gallery in 2010.
So we're not looking at it the right way, we're supposed to be looking at it like this.
Yeah, a little bit upside down.
Have you got a plan to put it in the ceiling?
We do. As part of our redevelopment, we intend on putting it back into the ceiling.
And you try and do things a little bit differently here. You have something called Art Cart.
We do. We have a fantastic program called Art Cart. Art Cart runs every Saturday and every Sunday, and it's a free event. We try to target families with Art Cart, so it's free art making activities, and they're inspired by the works of art that you see on display.
And if I come back here in 3 months' time, I'm going to see the same art?
Every time that you visit Newcastle Art Gallery, it'll be always something different to see. You'll see a range of exhibitions, but normally our exhibitions change every 6 or 7 weeks.
Okay, Lauren, really, really difficult question coming up. What's your favourite piece, or one of your favourite pieces?
That is a really difficult question. I think right now we really can't go past the John Olsen ceiling, but there's also beautiful artworks downstairs.
Newcastle Art Gallery is located on Lehman Street and admission is free. The gallery is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday to Sunday. Visit nag.org.au for details.
Now, a lot of museums are sort of, well, dead spaces. They have dead things in them that don't move. But that's not true here in Newcastle. The Newcastle Museum is alive. It's a fantastic place for kids. There's things you can touch. There's Lego where you can build things. There's computer screens. There's trains. It's all happening. And there's no way we can show you everything in here, but I would seriously suggest you pay them a visit.
Jack just absolutely loved this museum, and that's saying something because usually the only thing he likes in museums is the exit. I said it was alive, and it is. Don't just look at a pulley, use one to lift a car. Then maybe create your own tornado. After that, try your hand at any one of a dozen other interactive adventures. There's even a steel mill hologram with sound, smoke and lighting effects. In the end, they had to chuck us out. We just didn't want to leave.
Located at Workshop Way, Honeysuckle Newcastle Museum is open Tuesday to Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 7 days a week during school holidays. Admission is free. Visit newcastlemuseum.com.au for more information.
Ozzie Holiday.
Just one block back from the restaurants and fashions of trendy Derby Street, you'll find Cooks Hill Chalets. Close to the beaches and parks, this is 4.5-star luxury accommodation at its finest. The home sleeps up to 6 and is perfect for families, bridal parties and executives. For more details, call 0477 400 100 or visit cookshillchalets.com.au.
Ozzie Holiday.
I'm at Newcastle. It's the first time I've ever visited the city. Now, once you've seen all the history, you might want to have a relax. And Newcastle is surrounded by beaches. And because the city is still quite small, you can be at the heart of the action and still not far from a beautiful sandy beach.
She's right, we're surrounded by beaches. This is Newcastle Beach. The ocean baths are just on the end there. There are food and coffee shops across the road. And you can eat fish and chips while you take in the beachside view. It's lovely. In the heart of the city, all this surf and sand.
Newcastle has 7 beaches and 3 ocean baths within 5 minutes drive of the city centre. Go to visitnewcastle.com.au for details.
Ozzie Holiday.
Not long ago, inner city streets were pretty much no-go empty spaces. But shifting populations and new ideas have changed all that. These days, the inner city is vibrant and alive. Newcastle's Derby Street is no exception.
This is a fun place to come and eat or have a coffee. Or, if you want, you can have a shop. Have a look round the antique shops, bookshops, jewellery shops. There's lots of quirky things to see and do. Or you can just relax and soak up the atmosphere.
There are specialty shops aplenty, restaurants and coffee houses. The whole vibe is active and exciting. People, colour, movement. It's an eclectic mix.
Ozzie Holiday.
Once upon a time, this was derelict dockland. Hugely redeveloped over the past few years, Honeysuckle Precinct is now a dining strip and entertainment hub.
Glenn, what's this one you're doing here?
This is the Thai beef salad.
Okay, is this fairly indicative of what's going on, what people want in the precinct?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Salads this time of year, warmer weather.
Okay, does the warmer weather bring more people out?
Yeah, we still do numbers during winter, but definitely out on the decks and stuff, they really fill up. So
How many of these would you be doing a day?
per day, around the 30 to 40 mark of the salads. So.
And with the warmer weather, do you change the menu?
Yes, of course, seasonal. So.
Okay. So, but this sort of Thai beef salad, the light salads, they're popular?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially spring, summertime. So.
All right, I'll let you get on with it.
Thanks, mate.
The restaurants have spectacular harbour views, and at night, things really come to life. Honeysuckle is now a huge asset to the city, and another reason to put Newcastle on the visitor menu.
For more information on all of Honeysuckle's dining spots, visit dine.honeysuckle.net in your phone's web browser. Or to help choose where to eat next time, add it to your phone's bookmarks.
Ozzie Holiday.
A good way of burning off that excess eating and drinking is to take some exercise. Now, speaking personally, I can't stand gyms, and I'm a great believer in invention. And there's no better way of burning off calories than a bit of sightseeing from water level.
Dave, Newcastle kayak tours. We can obviously go out in the kayak in the bay.
Sure. We do tours in Newcastle Harbour. We just stay in the harbour.
Mm-hmm. And do we get to see a bit of sea life out there?
Yeah, sure. Not every time, but we've seen pods of dolphins and fish, and we even had a whale try to come in one time, but the barge scared him away, thankfully. So we don't want a whale in the harbour.
And kayaking, is that pretty easy? Can people of all ages have a go?
Yeah, look, it's for novices, and we take ages from 5 to 80, and you get the hang of it very quickly.
And it's quite a pretty spot with the lighthouse here and the city in the background.
Yeah, there's a lot to see. People come for all sorts of reasons, to look at the industrial landscape, to look at the natural features, and even the city.
For details on taking a kayak tour, give Dave a call on 0468 929 152 or visit newcastlecayaktours.com.au for more information.
Ozzie Holiday.
Cities are often branded, and a lot of the time, those brands reflect the past, not the present. These days, that couldn't be further from the truth. The heavy industry is gone, and in its transition from an industrial base, Newcastle has reinvented itself. The harbour is now a playground of boats and colour. The docks are filling with restaurants, shops and apartments. In essence, these places have been returned to the people. This is a creative environment. It's vibrant, active, a place that welcomes residents and visitors alike.
Ozzie Holiday.
What's the name of this place?
This place is called Blackbutt Reserve. Do you know what a blackbutt is?
No.
Blackbutt is a tree. Okay, so Blackbutt's named after a tree, believe it or not. So in Blackbutt Reserve there's lots of blackbutt trees, which is a Eucalyptus pilularis. And there's lots of men here. Back in the good old days they used them for all sorts of things, building and stuff like that. Yeah, we've got some really big ones here.
What sort of animals do you keep here?
Predominantly keep Australian natives. That's all the people in Newcastle, they like to see all native animals, okay? And even though they're native, people might think it's like these ones on the grass over here, the ducks and the cockatoos and things like that. But we keep a lot of animals that people don't normally see. So they're in the bush in the Blackbutt, but they're rather nocturnal, so they're hunting around at night time. Or you see them in the bush and you've got to go really, really looking for them. And a lot of people don't have time to do that, so that's why we keep those guys. What sort of animals do you like?
I usually like snakes and cute birds.
Cute birds. We've got some big snakes here. We've got some diamond pythons, okay? So they're about 8 foot long and they're about that round. So we can chuck them around you. You couldn't touch his tail or his head. And he'll just wrap around you. And people like touching reptiles. Do you like bushwalking?
Yeah.
Yeah? Here at Blackbutt we've got lots of tracks for bushwalking.
Cool.
That's where people go and see all the little birds and things that they normally don't see. You can walk along creek lines, look at all the trees, and just do things like that.
You can see a peacock over there.
Yeah, he just flies around. There's quite a few of those little guys around here.
Take a nature walk, see the animals, pet a koala and join in the fun at Blackbutt Reserve. For information, phone 02 4904 3344.
Ozzie Holiday.
We're at Hunter Wetlands. You can come here, just enjoy the 45 acres, have a relaxing walk, look at the bird life and the waterways.
Or if you're looking for something different, you can hire one of these, a Segway from East Coast Experiences. I can tell you, it's quite a bit of fun. And my thought is, why walk when you can roll? And you don't need to feel guilty because it's an eco-friendly vehicle.
I'd rather glide along on a Segway, but I suppose we are in a nature reserve. So, here's the Hunter Wetlands bird life.
You can find the Hunter Wetlands Centre in Sandgate Road, Shortland, with more details at wetlands.org.au.
Scott, this is an amazing looking place.
It is.
Yeah, what do you call it? Treetop Adventure Park for obvious reasons. Tell us a little bit about how it works.
Alrighty, so there's a couple of different levels of courses we have.
Yeah.
Our children's courses behind us here. So we have a continuous belay system for those.
Belay?
Essentially, that's the safety system.
Oh yeah.
So essentially, once they connect themselves on,
yeah, keep going.
There's nothing they can do to make themselves unsafe. So they're attached from the start to the end of the course.
All right, okay.
There's a couple of different options for the kids in that regard. And then we step up to another level where it's what's called self-belay, and people have their own carabiners to metal clips, and they do those one at a time.
The things that hook on, aren't
yes.
they? Yeah, okay.
And we go through a full safety briefing with them.
Yeah.
And a check to make sure they were paying attention before they get up there.
Yeah, and I'm sure they listen to every word you say. Now, I see we've got lots of young kids here at the moment. What's the age? What's the age
So
limit?
for the children's courses behind us, we start at 3.
Oh, really?
From 3 to 9.
Yeah.
The next level up, they need to be 10 years old and at least 140 centimetres.
Okay, so the height's important.
Yeah.
Okay. you've got to have obviously a forest.
Yes, definitely helps.
You've got to be able to build. So, what about the judgment with the weights and the heights and things like that? How's it work?
So the platforms are engineered and they're engineered certified.
Yeah.
And then we come to an area, map out a course, develop a plan. Then we have our arborist comes around and checks the trees, individual trees we want to use.
Yeah.
We build the course, and then a rigger comes around and certifies the course as being safe to use.
So it's quite an engineering structure, isn't it? There's quite a bit of work.
Absolutely. You don't just throw stuff up in the trees and say, there you go, go for a play. It's a little bit more involved than it looks.
And what's the reaction of people doing it?
Love it. Flying foxes are the favourite of 90+% of the people that are here.
Yeah.
But everybody has a great time.
All
How can you not? Look at it.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, it's a pretty amazing sort of place, isn't it? And you couldn't argue about the setting. It'd have to be pretty hard-nosed not to like the bush.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you get on it yourself, of course?
Yes, yeah, we're up there. Somebody's up there pretty much every day. I've probably done the courses a couple of 100 times or more.
Do you get these bonding groups that come here and do it, or things like that?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, we get different government groups. We had military group today. We have at-risk youth come out as well, and then corporate groups, school groups, birthday parties, family groups, pretty much everybody.
All right.
I feel like kissing the ground.
Treetop Adventure Park is open 7 days a week and priced from $25. Visit treetopadventurepark.com.au for more details or call 02 4026 7617.
You can have a Newcastle family adventure at Travelodge from $185 per night. 2 interconnecting guest rooms, full buffet breakfast in the Sienna restaurant, a kids activity pack and the kids eat free at dinner when mum and dad buy a meal. Kickstart your Newcastle adventure by calling 02 4926 3777. Next week, we're in Tasmania and the Renaissance City in the west. Then it's way up north to Mackay, and we'll show you some great places to stay next week on Ozzie Holiday.
Ozzie Holiday. Ozzie Holiday.
Want to be part of the show? Follow us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, or just email airtracks@bigpond.com.